Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. JT better than ever. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Um, brother co-host Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We welcome. Um, subscribe and like to my channel. Hit the bell when I come for a powerful live stream or video. Please let's get them likes and the views up on my past live stream videos in the past. That'd be very much appreciated. And we're gonna have a pretty good show tonight. Let's get these announcements out the way. Um, Sorry about that, family. Kick this off. Right. Let's see what's going on. Okay, sorry about that, family. Wherever you want to know about me, go to my page, Facebook page, yours truly, Jerry Thomas. And also I have a Facebook group, all in cap letters, JT MVP Thinking for Ourselves, Twitter, also in caps at JT Blackman 44, lower caps, um, Instagram, the Underrated Darkness. Also, I don't know why this person. Well, anyway. Also, please, we have the Underrated Sports Show. It's every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Any changes, me and She Stay Sleep will let you know. But that's every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Also, I'll be still gonna promote this. Um, the midterm elections of our perspective. I'll be doing it in November. When I find out the date, I will definitely let you know. So let's be on point on that. It's now or never five people. So let's fight for our rights and let's keep on educating ourselves about the legislation and stuff like that. Okay. Welcome, my brother. She stay sleep. Good evening.
Peace, peace, peace.
Good to you. Good.
What's
How's it
going
going?
on?
I'm alright. I'm just trying to eat though. Hey, brother, trying to get $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do. Hard black trying to get $1 these days. But I'm here. I'm here, and I'm glad you here. And we gotta we gonna do something a little different. Um, but so we're gonna Hey, what's going on? What's going on, my sister? Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna read some by Kurt Flood, and then we're gonna talk about how this brother played a big role about free agency, and so that's what we're gonna talk about Kurt Flood, you know,
Sorry,
and
could you repeat that?
and so to me that's I want to read a little of it, brother, and then we're gonna really go talk about it. And then we're gonna talk about LeBron got a new school. And we definitely gonna jump into that. Also, we're gonna talk about a little boxing too. So we got a great show for y'all and everything. And I'm just gonna paraphrase this family. So I'm not gonna read about it. I'm gonna do a live stream on him one day. I think I did. I think I did, brother, a live stream about him. I'm not sure, but I think I did. I think it was last year. But if not, I'm gonna do a show by it because it's very important. Paraphrase. I'm just gonna paraphrase. I'm just gonna skip through it and everything. Curtis Charles Flood, born 1938. Oh, that's the same year my mom's born. He passed away in 1997. He was a major league player from 1956 to 71. That is a long time. He spent better part of his career at St. Louis Cardinals. That's from 58 to 69. He won 7 consecutive Gold Glove from 63 to 69. He became pivotal figures in sports labor history when challenged a trade his unsuccessful appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court on Flood versus Khan. At that time, Khan was a commissioner of Major League Baseball. All right, throw that in. Help build solidarity for free agency against the reserve clause, which was untimely struck down in 75. Quotes by Flood. After 12 years in Major League, I do not feel a piece of property to be brought and sold in prospectively of my wishes. Believe that any system that produced that result violates my basic rights as a citizen and is inconsistent with the laws of the United States of several states. That's letter from Baseball Commissioner Bo Kong, December 24, 1969, like I said before. Site Richard D. Carter, Kurt Flood, 71, the way it is, that's in the paper. I guess you really have to understand the person that Kurt Flood was. I'm a child of the 60s, man, the 60s, during the period of time this country was coming apart at the seams, or Southeast Asia. He was talking about the Vietnam War. That's what people were talking about. Good man dying for the Constitution, and the Southern Party, and I say were marching for civil rights. And Dr. King had assassinated. That's what he was talking about. The Kennedy, talking about his brother, Kennedy. He passed, also got assassinated. Said I couldn't ignore, but was going outside the war. Bush Stadium was truly a hypocrite. Now find those rights those great Americans are dying for. I didn't have my own profession. An interview from Ken Burns, 1994, documenting British baseball. I often wonder if we were ever been traded because it's happened many, many times. A part of this game. Suddenly it happens to me. Was lead probably one of the greatest organizations in the world. At that time, it was probably at least like by the guards of God. This is America. I'm a human being, not a piece of property. I'm not co-sign of goods. That's interview. That's all. It came first interview in '94. My guys, my colleagues didn't stand up with me. I can't make any excuses for them. They had shown any amount. We showed any amount of solidarity if the superstars had stood up and said we were Kurt Flood. If the superstars had walked in the courtroom in New York and made their presence known, I think that the owners had gotten the message very clearly and given me a chance that case. Also, the interviews. Kim Burns of the interview Kurt Flood in '94. Let me see. There's some I want to go back to with this stuff like that. So let me see. There's one more thing, and I want to read one more thing. Then, brother, I'm gonna turn on to you. And anybody that want to join the panel, any sisters too, put your email in the chat, and I get to you. All right. So anybody else that want to join the panel, let me know. All right. And it goes to show that I knew that also HBO, brother, they did an interview on Kurt Flood too, but it's not popping. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Cardinal Center Field subject new HBO document and stuff right here. Okay. But he suffered his career. They read this. He played 15 years, like I said, 56 to 71. He took off 1970 season, all which he's something I discuss in a moment. He batted .293, was a 3-time All-Star, played center field for St. Louis Cardinals. Now at the time in the late 60s, family, St. Louis Cardinals and Major League Baseball was a dynasty. They won, I think, 3 out of 4, I believe, back in the late 60s. So, and Marvin Jivin was Well, the majority that was one of the few teams at that time had quite a few black players. Need to throw that in. In that season when she took off, was a three-time All-Star, played center field St. Louis Cardinals, won Golden Gloves 7 consecutive years from 1963 to 69. He was on a three-pennant winning team such as the Cardinals and earned 2 World Series rings. Uh-huh. And pardon me, I mean 3, I mean 2. Okay. And what Kerfoot didn't do in 1969 that helped change the game forever, he did not accept the trade. By the end of 1969, the Cardinals traded him alongside with Tim McCarver, Byron Brownie, Joe Horner to the Phillies for Dick Allen, Jerry Johnson, Cookie Reyes. But this trade turned out to be different from all other trades since before or since this time. One or two principal stars most baseball writers regard it mainly as a swap of Flood for Allen refused to go. Not only did Flood refuse to go, but he went to this personal lawyer, then to Marvin Miller, filed an executive director of Play Association, and told him he wants to sue Major League Baseball decisions since shockwaves not only through baseball but untimely throughout all professional sports. And that's what we're going to talk about, family, in a few minutes. Those waves reverberate even to this day, and though he was aware of it, it cost him dearly, and he never wavered. In '69, still bound to the team for life, so-called reserve clause. Simply put, a player was team property unless the team choose to play him or release him. His first big league team will be his big league team for his entire career. A player-only resource was retired. Oddly enough, the language of reserve clause was not dangerous. It merely said that if you play for a team, you must play for that team the next season as well. 2 players before Flood had challenged the reserve clause only to run up against baseball exempt for antitrust law first established in 1921 in a decision by Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes. The reserve clause, the antitrust exemption, and the legal decisions that have circulated around, and it's all a rule of irrational about them. And as if Miller once put, the courts was saying, yes, you're an American and have the right to seek employment any way you like, but this right does not apply to baseball players. When Flood came to Miller, his mind was already made up. I told him to recall Miller that given the court history of bias towards owners and their monopoly, he didn't have the chance in hell of winning. Most importantly than that, I told even if he won, he never get anything out of it. So he never got a job in baseball again. Flood asked Miller if it would benefit other players. I told him yes, and those to come. He said that's good enough for me. When Miller realized that Flood understood the odds against her was still determined to go ahead within the case, he told him, you a Ewing leader dream. Now, as a result, all these moments are captured by a remarkable HBO documentary, and I recommend y'all to go to it and to understand the man that Kurt Flood was, the curious case of Kurt Flood. And he born in Houston, like I said, 1938, raised in a relatively tolerant Oakland, California. His mother had fled the intense racial bigotry of the pre-World War II South. Never let him forget what things had been like where she grew up. And in 1962, she had a little idea that he was about to encounter a 24-year-old. Flood went to Mississippi to join his idol, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jackie Robinson, to support the nonviolent protests in 1970 in WCP. There, he actually shaped up to it. Now, if y'all want to pull up, y'all can pull up his everything else and everything. It goes to show that well, y'all can read the rest of it too. So, brother, again, family, if y'all want to join the panel, put your email in, or anybody else that has or had a link. If y'all want to join, let me know. All right, brother. Just think about that story, and then it plays a big part of other sports. You can go ahead, she Stacy.
It was interesting, bro. Yeah, I never knew the story of it. So it was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, he suffered a lot too. He practically died broke in '97. He never really see the benefits when he challenged that clause, and he the one open up about free agency that the other sports has benefit, and hardly nobody don't did not salute to brother what he had done. I mean, do our players too, and we need to respect. So that's mean that LeBron James has benefit. You know, you got other players in NBA. You got other players even in hockey. There are some players. I'm not want to go with that team, and they don't have to go with the team. And even good evening, Bob Brown, and everybody else. Mike James Boxing, thank you so much for showing up. And also, you even got like Kawhi Leonard. He's in Toronto, but there is some talking. They're talking about that he want to go to LA. So a lot of people, a lot of players. I mean, a lot of people in different sports has benefited the sacrifice that he did. Now, did he have a somewhat? Did he have a Hall of Fame career? No. If he would have played, if he would have shut his mouth, he would have played more. He probably would have like a standard career because he was an excellent field. He 1 year he was led lead batting, and he was an outstanding center field. Everybody that I read and everything, but he found something that is bigger, and also like I read before, he want to be part of NWCP for a for equality for us as black people and that I mean, and also other poor people. So that is very important, and we need to put some salute on his brother, and even also it goes throughout women's sports too. The stand that he took in '69, that we need to throw that in and everything. So, like I said, anybody want to join the chat, join the panel, drop your email in. And that's it. So, but now we're gonna go into LeBron James. He got his own school in Akron, and I know the brother. You don't want to talk about that. You know, LeBron making big moves. You know, let's see. Wait till the brother get back. We'll keep on talking. But good evening to everybody. Welcome. Very much appreciate that you joined during the sports show. Um, It goes to show Melania Trump even defend LeBron too, her wife. And but LeBron James stepping up, his school. Yeah. So You got James says new I Promise School, LeBron and Akron public school. So um Marie Sunday National we got a new I Promise School at Akron. Also a public school within the Akron School District. It means taxpayers will pay for the bulk of the cost. Exactly breakdown expenses for the new I Promise School is unclear. The district and LeBron James Family Foundation are still sort out finally details of their contact, but the district will pay more than half cost, perhaps around 75%, once it's fully running. District officials are walking fine line this week, then trying to explain how the new school was aimed to help at-risk students with work. On the other hand, James and his foundation are making a huge lift for the city and its students to complete a vision James said that he will been developing for years. Yeah, LeBron been talking about that truth for years. The foundation said it's been about 2 million for the school first year, including startup costs. It's also committed to spend 2 million more more a year when the school has grown in capability. The exact amount is still to be determined. In addition, James' name also instrumental drawing to community support that will let the school help some of the most struggled kids in the city. The school will not be happening without the partnership with LeBron James, a district treasurer Ryan Pendleton. On the other hand, I promise it's a district school. It's not a private school or even charter school. It's a form of public school that are funded with tax dollars, are pri- but are privately run. Lord James will have a huge influence on the school. I promise will be run by the district, a district-owned building. The district will hire and pay teachers and administration. Kids will ride district buses to school, and they would eat free breakfast and lunch the district gives to all students. I promise will eventually cost about 8 million a year to run out of the district regular budgets, convert mostly by shifting students, teachers, money, and other schools. The district says the coverage made it look like the whole thing is his, said district spokesman Mark Williamson. He did a lot, but taxpayers should know it's their best investment too. James and his family foundation. Let's see, some James. Also, was identify kids who are far behind in schools, offer support, keep them enrolled, learning on the path to graduate. The new private school gives the program a home to concentrate service. It would take about 120 students per grade, select random lottery from students who are behind their peers in classwork. That's a quarter of Akron at-risk students at each grade level, the district says. But but the I Promise program will continue working with other students who remain in other schools. Since the school is new, it's open this week, just the third, fourth grader. It will be added grade each year until it covers first through eighth grade. The foundation says it's been more than 2 million. 2 million this year, largely to resign. Hold on, to resign and refurbish the building, 400 West Market Street, a district building which had been used for several schools over the years. Most times it was a temporary home for students while their main school was being demolished and rebuilt. About 500,000 of the foundation contributions this year, and most and likely more will be continued. Those cover extra teachers, reducing class size, 23 students per teacher, most training, I promise, after school programs that only cover two grades That cost would quadruple to 2 million a year as the school grows to all eighth graders. The 2 million will be about fifth of the school total cost, but the foundation shared that will also increase in other ways. The year costly includes two hired people to manage the wraparound social service the school had for students. The school will follow the same pattern providing social service to students like counsel, health checkups, food pantries, clothing, and tutor used by districts like Cincinnati and Cleveland, along with few other accurate schools. The foundation will hire a coordinating school will work different service agencies to help locate for students. Sometimes other agencies provide service for free. Though there could be cost at times. How much cost increase over time is still not determined. James and the founder also provide each student a bicycle. James has said that could be used to ride his bicycle to escape neighborhood at times. So he wants students to have them. And there's James offer free to to at University of Akron to students in the program which whose graduates. They not they not official course of the school which stops at eighth grade and doesn't include high school, but they are part of the program mission. James announced a scholarship in 2015 for students that were in Promise program. The foundation where about 1,300 students are eligible for scholarships between third and 10th grade with the new I Promise school students to be added. No scholarships has been given yet. The first eligible students wouldn't graduate high school and start college until 2021. The university, not the foundation, is guaranteed those scholarships, but two are hoping to raise money to cover some courses. The University Foundation or let me see, the University Foundation also worked to develop an I Promise Institute at the University of Info Decision Staying to manage and improve the program, study how it's working. In addition, the university will place students, teachers at a new school. All right, brother. She stay asleep. Let's talk about LeBron.
Well, he came out of high school the same year I came out, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he actually was one of the most difficult, you know, person to guard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. With him being just a shooting guard,
Mm-hmm.
but that shit is just crazy to me
Mm.
with LeBron.
Yeah.
But as far as the school is concerned, man, I think that's the best thing he could have ever did.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody should be talking down on that shit, man. Everybody should be saluting that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. She stay asleep. Before we continue, I think you should look at the chat right
Well,
now.
what's going on in the chat, bro?
Well, you want me to read it? Well, Jarvis said LeBron is a deceiver, 100%. You say
Oh, I said,
okay.
uh, whatever, Jarvis.
Yeah. Zeus the flipper one.
Whatever, Jarvis. You mad because we ain't talking about Steph?
Exactly.
He ain't got he ain't built no school.
Hmm.
Man, cause when you talk about Steph,
Hmm.
that's what it is.
Hmm.
Tell him go open up a school or something. And probably talk about him.
And also talk about that he going to enroll kids of free tuition. Let's talk about that, Jarvis. See, your problem is this: that anything that deals with LeBron, you hate it, and you know, and that's not the way you talking about when you saying about we worshiping and stuff like that. That's not even worship. So what is you talking about? If you're gonna bring facts, Jarvis, bring facts. And
He
when you talk,
just mad.
yeah.
Having a little temper tantrum, Jarvis.
Hmm.
He mad.
Yeah, you mad. This is the one thing of this sports show. You know, we're not gonna tire of be knocking everybody because you don't like that person. That person trying to, especially in our community, that they are building schools to trying to help our community. You know, we ain't gonna get involved with that. Okay, we're not gonna call no name. Now, if they do something wrong, we call. It. You know, and like I go for follow what she Stacey said. Have anybody in Golden State have built schools in our community? Jarvis, had anybody had really follow up talking about of the social injustices? Now they talk about it, but I'm saying, have they followed that up? See, anybody can follow up about what Trump is saying because it's right there. But my thing is this: I'm talking about is they implement programs where they at. Has LeBron did? But I have to understand you young and you still wetting the ears. You wanna run your mouth for certain things that is not really a lifting. And as a young man, you should see that as inspirational. And maybe you should put pressure of the people of Golden State. You know what LeBron is doing. Let's be on the ball what LeBron is doing. And I take very offense what you talking about that we talked about that we are worshiping this man. Ain't nobody worshiping anybody. Now this sports show, me and she stay sleep. We always state for what's going on, what's wrong, and we ain't aligned with it. You hear what I'm saying? Where I read about Kurt Flood, you ain't say nothing about Kurt Flood. Anybody. So enough is enough. Not have we ain't gonna play that type of games. What's going on, my brother Sonny? What's good?
Peace, peace. Peace to the panel, peace to the chat. My apologies for my fiery outburst. You know what I mean, I'm a fiery spirit type guy. You know what I mean? And that comment that dude made was completely uncalled for. You know what I mean? Like we're not worshiping a man. We're showing respect and giving honors to some of the things that LeBron James is doing. And it is to be commended what he's doing. You don't see many Asiatics doing anything like LeBron is doing. You know what I mean? The ones who do it, a lot of them are behind the scenes, but he's out in the front. So
Mhm.
we're not worshiping LeBron James. It's not being a satanic worshiper to give somebody honors. You know what I mean? Like when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? When this brother transforms, when he pass away, he's going to be honored because he has done a lot for our people, and that needs to be commended. That needs to be honored. What he's doing, not only through his, you know what I mean, when he passed forms, but while he's alive. We need more people that's willing to step up and to do things for our families, to do
What up,
things
y'all?
for
How
our
you
people.
doing, family?
Peace,
Can y'all hear me?
Who's the,
indeed.
yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't mean to
so
cut you off on Sunday Bucks and talk. I apologize about that.
so how dare you make a comment like that, yo?
Talking about that Jarvis Davis person.
Yeah, like you should be ashamed of yourself, man.
No, I'm telling you right now, that's a hunky. You know what I'm saying? Posing as a black man, using a black man's name, mad because a black man is doing something for his community and is uplifting his community. He will know that's going to be far a lot less more. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Dope heads out here on the streets, and they can't handle it because guess what? Their population is dwindling. They're dying off more than they're repopulating. So they hate that. So when they say stuff like that, fuck them, because that's what it is. It's a bunch of hate and darkness. I would say, brother, block that bitch. This is the negativity free zone. Period. We talking sports and y'all and he get mad because LeBron this and that. He might be a Donald Trump, so he might be a coon ass nigga or a cracker that supports Donald Trump. That orange haired, you know what I'm saying, skunk haired having motherfucker. That's what that is. So fuck that bitch. This is not the platform for any type of fuckery. When we support our black men and women who are for us, who are doing for us, fuck them. Eliminate these bitches.
No, he good. No, trust me. No. Me and she, Stacy, we know the deal. So don't worry about it. We got this. We no, he good. Trust me. You know what I mean? That's so some can see sometimes that I ain't mean to go to sometimes that for me, there's no troll zone. Yeah, some people that you know you gotta let them be. Let you know let them hang. But my father, my late father, always say that. You know, sometimes when a person talks stupid, you gotta let them talk. You gotta let them tie their own tongue. And then when they tie their own tongue, they can't talk no goddamn more. So it's all right.
I, I understand that, brother, but you know what I'm saying, that negativity, you know, I'm not with that.
Oh no,
LeBron's no matter what you do,
I
LeBron.
get no, I get what you're saying, but trust you want to believe and stuff like that. You know, trust me,
Yeah.
we good, we got everything. You know that. And
I just, you know, me personally, I have a problem, you know what I'm saying, trying to downtrodden, you know what I'm saying, a brother that's in our community, that's one of us, who gives back to his community, has not forgotten where he has come from, has opened a school and is uplifting his community, you know what I'm saying, which was it starts at home. You know what I'm saying? And he started a home in Akron and is graduating, you know, and paying full college tuitions. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just my personal belief. I have a problem with that. With, you know, these butter biscuit, buck dancing, boot licking, shucking and jiving ass, coon ass niggas. Oh, this a fake, man. If you don't like LeBron James on the court, it's things I don't like that LeBron does on the court. But guess what? Off that court, I have the utmost respect for that man, for that black man. Because guess what? He carries himself. He does not be in any type of controversy. And guess what he does? He takes care of home first. And he takes care of his community. He's also a pillar of his community. So that's why I got upset. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that
I
bitch
got
ass talk.
no. I'm not. Listen, trust me, family. I am not saying anything about that. You know how mean you do. You know that. You know how the doctors.
Yeah.
You know. I'm saying like this though, but brother Rob, if you want to join, let me know. But anybody else want to chime in this? before we continue, she Stacy, you want to chime into this and everything before we continue to talk about LeBron? Because this is breaking for our community.
Yeah, man.
Let me say one thing. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, I agree with Carl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand why he feel the way he feel, because for a person to just come out and say that type of shit while we talking about something as good as what we speaking about,
Mhm.
that could make a person, that could rile a person up,
Yeah,
'cause LeBron is and has been doing a lot of shit for his community, man. And we can't sit here and act like he just not doing nothing.
yeah.
We gotta stop doing that type of shit to each other.
Mhm.
So I understand that shit, man.
You know what? And you know what, Jarvis? This is what I'm going to do. Mm-mm. You cannot have that.
Before you block him, man, let me say this one thing to
Too
this dude.
late. Too late.
Damn.
Nuh-uh. Don't play, don't. I don't play. No, I don't play. I don't play. This is not happening in my chat, but you can go ahead because before you continue, I cannot on my channel anybody that I associate with that I do mods with. I cannot have nobody that disrespect God people. And Jarvis, you should know better because you should be up in age and find out what's going on. And I am very pissed off. I am very pissed off. You go ahead, my brother, because we ain't no tolerating that. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, to Jarvis. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. Um, you got to be very careful of the things that you say, man. You know what I mean? Right now, you behind a keyboard or behind a phone, and you talking like that. I hope that you don't talk like that around some real people. You know what I mean? And I will admonish you to change your ways, man, because like you're gonna end up getting hurt talking like that, like because that talk leads to other things. You know what I mean? You got some people out here that really love their people. You know what I mean? So like govern yourself accordingly, man. You know what I mean? Repent for that. You know, you owe everybody on the chat an apology for that because you basically demonized the panel and everybody on the chat. You know what I mean? So you need to straighten up, man. With that,
No,
I say peace. Did y'all hear me good?
yes, sir.
Okay.
We heard you real good. Brother Rob, like I said, if you want to join the panel, let me know. I get you in. But before y'all continue about LeBron, I think this is groundbreaking for our community. And I think that this gonna let other ABA players say, yo, and then I think when players do that, it's gonna impact like LeBron gonna have their backing. And so young brothers can chime in. Go ahead.
No, man, I just want to say, like, to that dude, Jarvis or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you said. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not gonna look at the chat. But whatever you said to me, I have no respect for you. If you are a black man, you have no respect. You need to go tie some bricks around your leg, go all the way east, jump in the goddamn Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, whichever ocean it may be, and kill your motherfucking self. You're a piece of shit. You are lower than rat excrement. This man's doing for his community, but you probably praise a coon ass nigga like Michael Jordan. And I'm from Chicago, born and raised, lived there for the first 30 some odd plus years of my life. Michael didn't do shit for his community. When Michael came out, when LeBron did y'all people Michael Jordan said salute for LeBron for doing for his community. He said his community. He didn't say our community. He said his community. Michael Jordan's a piece of shit. Yes, on a basketball court, he's the greatest player of all time that I've ever seen. I'm not going to deny that. But off the court, he's a buck dancing, butter biscuit, two step dancing ass coon. He's a piece of shit. Fuck Michael Jordan. Fuck the Jordan brand. Fuck Nike. That's what it is. Michael Jordan is a piece of shit. Left your black queen who held you down for all them years and all the cheating that you was doing just so you go marry some so-called Cuban bitch who's really some white bitch and have twins with her. But then you dish your kids when you do your retirement speech at the Hall of Fame. You're a piece of shit. Fuck that wannabe hunky lover of Michael Jordan. He's a piece of shit. He can get run by a fucking truck now. I wouldn't give a fuck right now. That motherfucker is disgusting. He's a low-life piece of trash. That's what Michael Jordan is. I have no respect for him as a man. As a basketball player, yes, you were an all-time great. You're the greatest that I've ever seen. But as a man, as a human being, and as a black man, he's lower than rat excrement. Fuck him. And so, Jarvis, whatever the fuck your name is, fuck you too, bitch. I'm good. Ha!
Yo, Strange Macklin, thank you supporting the brothers. I very much appreciate it. I really much appreciate it. Thank you so much. And but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try. I don't know. My brother Carl, did you hear when I was reading about Kurt Flood and stuff like that? I don't know. Let me know. Did you listen to it? Yes or no?
No, I was busy with my daughter, so I couldn't hear that. But what did you say, brother?
But I read about Kurt Flood. He was the first one that challenged that he didn't want to go to a team. And what happened was, that's when he the one created free agency that they were shutting him down. And it also is triggered to other sports and stuff. So we was talking about that. And to me that he's one of my heroes because Big L was good. Zeus the Flipper one. Thanks for coming. And for me personally, and your other brothers, you can hear from the other brother too, because Sonny heard it and She Stacy heard it. And for me, it's like it's groundbreaking. He's been fighting for years, and then come to find out, brother, and other brothers too on the panel and people in the chat just come in. He didn't have to get no support from the players, especially St. Louis Cardinals. And so he was fighting. He was fighting for this for a lot of years, and then he didn't really see like the benefit because he died. I forgot. I think he died of cancer, but he died in '97. And but he fought for years, and he needs to be saluted for that. So, yeah.
I mean, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about him, but I'm gonna have to read up on the brother tonight. You know what I'm saying? All these players, need to curse the ground that he walking because he created free agency where they have the right to determine where they're gonna go and play, and the market value that you got to pay for them, which honestly, NBA players, baseball players, hockey players, and football players are drastically underpaid because these owners are making billions of dollars. I would tell them salary cap needs to start at like about $1 billion because y'all making $3 or $4 billion a year. We need $1 billion in that period. Starting off. Really more. Actually, we need half. Fuck $1 billion. We need half of what y'all making because guess what? We out here, putting our bodies on the line. We get our blood, sweat, and tears and paying the price and building from our families. And you old, rusty, decrepit, sorry, you know what? Pieces of garbage are just reaping the benefits off of us. No. Half of what you make, I need to make, especially stars like LeBron James, the Anthony Davises, all these type of players, Stephen Curry, the Kevin Durant's, the Russell Westbrooks. There's no way they should only get $200-something million contract when these owners are making a hand over fist on them. I have a problem with that. I'll tell the players next time when the collective bargaining agreement come up, tell them no, the owners, y'all got to give us 75%. We can strike. Well, guess what? Y'all can strike because guess what? NBA players make buku amounts of dollars. They can afford to strike. Now, I think the NFL players, I think they're gonna fold their tent, be the bootlicking, butter biscuit, shucking and jiving, you know what I'm saying, toe tapping, dancing, coon niggas that they are. I think they're gonna give in because they don't save their money like that.
Yeah.
You get certain players that may guarantee money. You think to tell them like, hey man, save your money. You know what I'm saying? If you need to move you and your family in with me, but because we've been trained to be so damn selfish, ain't nobody moving in with me. This is me. I earned this. You know what I'm saying? But white folks don't do that. Chinese folks don't do that. Mexican folks don't do that. Puerto Ricans don't do that. We're the only race that is a savage to our own people. The only race that is a savage like that to our own people. Everybody else will come in and move in with each other and build each other and then move out and can deal with each other. Until then, we're the only race that can, because you know why? They trained us thoroughly because they know we're the most strongest and powerful race on earth. But if you divide us, you can conquer us. Period. And that's why they're so terrified, because the fact of the LLC represents a brotherhood, and we're making waves, we're making moves. They can't handle that. But this is a movement that y'all can't stop and you won't stop. We won't let it stop. Period. We're bringing our black men and our black women back together. We're bringing the black family back together. I'll let it be known, I'm married. I'm a married man. I have a black wife and beautiful black daughters. You goddamn right I do. Ain't no Mexican, no white woman, especially not them white devils. Hell no. Fuck no. And I got my daddy's name. Hell no. That's a no-no. We don't do that. We're going to keep our gene line and the lineage of the Burrell name strong. That's what we do. In my bloodline, we don't accept nothing else. And that's real. So I salute LeBron James. I salute Dwayne Wade for having black children. I salute all the black athletes for having black children, keeping their bloodline strong. Salute to you, brothers. Love to you, brothers. Respect to you, brothers. Thank you. Because there's a lot of coon, butter biscuit eating, shucking and jiving, bootlicking, toe tapping, sellout individuals out here that will sell us out because they want to be accepted by the great white father to them, because they're inferior to us. And that's my point about it. But I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else rip on it.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I see I see Jarvis still in the chat, man. Running his mouth, yo. Like you throwing a bunch of charges out there about people worshiping Satan. Like, what proof do you have? Now he's saying D Wade killed his uncle or something like that. Like you a certified troll, yo. Do you understand that we're talking about uplifting our people? Like, what's wrong with you, man?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and the brother Underrated Darkness is gracious enough to let you stay in the chat, and you still like you need to apologize, yo, for what you did. You know what I mean? Because for me personally, I'm not a LeBron James fan. Like when we talk about on the court, you know what I mean? I'm not. I got to be honest with you. I'm not. But I can't do nothing but respect everything that man has done off the court, and that needs to be. You know what I mean? We need to give honors to that. And I don't know. I don't understand who's teaching you. You know what I mean? Like, where you getting these crazy messages from? Like, who's teaching you this, yo? Because you make absolutely no sense.
We go at that. She Stacy, you want to go at and everything, man. It's all right. He gone. You know what I mean? It ain't happen. But I do want you to chime in with the effect that LeBron do to schooling, and then we could combine with Kurt Flood and stuff like that. I do want that conversation to happen, and also we're gonna talk about some boxing too. So let's get on. It's all right. Sheldon Holmes, welcome, my brother. Appreciate that. So let's
I mean, I
combine.
hear what you're saying.
Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
hear what you're saying, my brother. No, you're good, brother. I hear what you're saying, my brother Darkness. You know what I'm saying? But I had to say that to that Jarvis, whatever the hell his name is, because obviously he's been sexually molested and mentally trained by some white folks that think that they got his best interest at hand. But he failed to realize this: at the end of the day, you're a black man, he's a white man, and guess what he's gonna choose over at the end of the day? His fellow people who he can truly relate to. You're a tool. You're on a chessboard. You're a pawn. You're not a king. You're not a knight. You're not a queen. You're a pawn. In the chess game, pawns go first. And you're a pawn, and you let him use you like that. He probably got sexually molested by some white dudes. Honestly, he's probably been sexually molested, and that's why he probably turned on his people if he's black. And I say if because this is YouTube and people can put up, fake profile pictures or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They can.
That's true.
So
Right.
I don't.
No, I'm not stopping you, Carl. You should know that by now.
No. But I'm just stating in general because you know what I'm saying. But I'm covering all bases
I got you.
for the simple fact of you know what I'm saying. Whoever he is, I don't care what color you are, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Asian, Honduras, Dominican, Ecuadorian, whatever. You are a disgusting human being as a whole. You are disgusting. What this man is doing, don't you know that the super rich want you to be a slave? And they want the super rich to have all the power. They want you to be a slave and to be stupid and not to emphasize education. And you're greeting with, oh, yeah. Okay. But I mean, fine. That's what you do. But I'm not going to hold this conversation long so we can keep it moving. But to let that brother know, if he's a brother, but if you're a brother, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for your offspring because your offspring won't make it. I really do feel sorry for you. But I had to go ahead and rant on you to let you know how real black men in this world, and there's a lot of us that are real. We don't get the credit we deserve, but who cares? We don't need the credit. We don't need that credit because at home we get the credit. At home we get that accolade. At home we get the jubilation. We do. So we don't need it out in the public. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. We don't care. You can't stop us. We are unstoppable. Period. The black man and the black family is the most irresistible and immovable object on this earth. And I'm saying it with pride in my voice. I have a beautiful black queen and some beautiful daughters. Period. I'm gonna have me a son.
Congratulations.
Or probably two sons, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
No, I'm not. My wife's not pregnant yet, but I'm going to have at least two beautiful, strong black kings. I speak it, I believe it, I receive it. In the words of the champ, a king himself, Deontay Wilder. You heard me. And that's real. My dad is 71 years old, is on his third bout of cancer, and is kicking its butt. Only a true king can do that. I'm from a king's bloodline. I have that conquerism in me. It was born and bred in me. Period. And all my black people, all of us, we are kings and queens, but most of all, we are conquerors. We conquer the impossible. And we show them what's inconquerable can be conquered. That's what we do.
Amen. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. But Like I said, let's I want to talk about boxing, but before we get to boxing, let's connect the dots with Kurt Flood and LeBron James. How it is very, very important at this time is. And I want your brother to chime in, each of y'all. Then I'm gonna say something that we're gonna get into boxing. Cause I want that. We need. Why I say before I ask each brother, because it's very important for me. Like Sonny, we talk about like a week, like last week, and he's even you said, Carl, you need to let people know about sports and stuff like that because you had that mind historically. So I'm gonna work on that and everything. So for me, we have to connect the dots. I want to connect the dots with what I just said, Kurt Flood, and with LeBron James, and the power, how it transform. Y'all go ahead. It could be anybody.
Well, just what I mean. Just look at the things that Kurt Flood did, the things that LeBron James did. Another name I'm just gonna throw out there, Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? Just the fact that they didn't just take their. I mean, because when you get up on that stage, especially nowadays, when you on that stage, you're making so much money, and it's just so easy to take the money and just do whatever you want to do with it. You know what I mean? And just forget about everybody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But just to think enough for your people to sacrifice something. You know what I mean? Like I think that is huge. What Kurt, you know what I mean? Kurt Flood did. That's huge what he did. You know what I mean? Like we're, you know what I mean? A lot of the people who play sports are reaping the benefits of the sacrifices that he's made. You know what I mean? Think about all the kids that uh is going to go to LeBron James school, the scholarships. You know what I mean? They're getting free bikes. Maybe their parents can't afford a bike. You know what I mean? Free food. Maybe their parents can't afford to send their kids to school with the money. Like these are things that should be looked at and be commended. You know what I mean? We need to commend our people on that. And then we should look at it and like let what they're doing motivate us to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because we shouldn't just as a people just look at what they do and just for us to sit back. You know what I mean? We need to do something with the little bit that we have.
Hmm.
I mean, because we as a people, each person individually can make an impact. You know what I mean? It just so happened that LeBron was gifted enough to make millions. You know what I mean? But he didn't just take those millions and run with it. He took it and brought it back to his family. You know what I mean? Brought it back to his community. You know what I mean? That just makes me think about I talked about him before. I mean, I love his boxing ability, Sweet Pea Whitaker. You know what I mean? From Norfolk. He could have did a lot more for his city. You know what I mean? He could have had a boxing school or something like that. Not to like try to drag his name under the rug, but like we got to learn from these positive people that that are not afraid to sacrifice something. You know what I mean? So this conversation just motivates me more for me to want to do something. You know what I mean? With that, I pass the mic.
Okay.
Well,
Next.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna just say this: you never, you never really know the character of a. You never know if a guy's a man or not until you see him sacrifice something. Cause something my dad told me a long time ago was men sacrifice. If we have to sacrifice anything, we will sacrifice for the greater good of our family. So what what them two brothers did was powerful because they sacrificing a lot, for the people, for their people, and to also, be remembered and be legends. LeBron is pretty much legendary at this point. So it really wouldn't matter, in the big scheme of things, it really wouldn't matter how much damn championships he lost. Because when he goes, when it's 15 years from now, nobody's gonna remember LeBron for losing all those championships. People are gonna fuck around and forget it because all of the other things that he do. He's using his celebrity to help his people, man. That's something that a lot of people don't do. And like Sonny said, man, Colin Kaepernick did the same thing. And you never saw Mike do no shit like that. Michael Jordan would never do nothing like that. None of these dudes will really do it. That's why they never done it. That's why it was never done. So, when I think of them two, I think of sacrifice, man. They really showed what type that they were real soldiers and that they were stand up men. And it takes a lot for what LeBron is doing too, because he's doing it for black kids. So, on the other hand, you got other people who scrutinizing him for that. But he taking everything on the chin. He just it's like he just, you know, got tunnel vision with this whole thing. He don't care what comes behind it or anything, man. That takes a lot. It does. Cause at the end of the day, you know, like one of the brothers said, they could have just took the money and ran, but they sacrificed for us. So I salute them, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, Carl. Family.
Brother Darkness, I'm gonna just say, salute to my brother Sonny Justice. I mean Sonny's Boxing Talk, and what I'm saying, Curtis Anderson. And my whole thing is, I have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for a brother like LeBron James, and for what he's doing for his community and him being fearless. I really do. I just left, saying the chat room because person like Jarvis Landry get me, saying talking hateful, and I'm not a hateful person. I'm a very realist person. I'm going to tell you what it is and what's on my mind. Period. Point blank. When I speak with passion in my mind, my body, my heart, and my soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's that's CB Sports TV, aka Carl Burrell. That's who I am. I speak from my heart, my mind, and my body, and my soul. My dad was a man who fought 19 months straight on the front line in Vietnam and came home with every single limb in his body. Started his home business. You see what I'm saying? Taught me how to be a man. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, the black man and just black people in general have a very fond affection in my heart of what, everything happened, to us and how we overcome it. My dad educated me on a young age, when I got on the street and I did street things, luckily for me, I never got no charges or anything like that, being in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
you know, plain and simple. So My whole thing is, you know what I'm saying, about this, whatever this Jarvis dude name is because he's irrelevant to me right now. You know what I'm saying? He's like the shit that I shit out. That's why I look at him, and I could care less about him because he feel like, oh, Master gonna love me and save me, and then when they don't, and what we need to do as a whole, as a black community, when coons want to be coons, don't let their ass back in. Fuck them. I'm gonna be honest with you, because guess what? If you coon once, you will coon again. First time they sing sweet nothings in your ear, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they will do that. They can and they will do that. They know this boy's one of ours once. You know what I'm saying? That's how they think. And a coon be like, oh well, you know, Master. You know what I'm saying? He's the great white hope. He's pure. That's how they think. You know. Some of them don't. My brother-in-laws are, you know what I'm saying, are married to white women. You know what I'm saying? But that's them. You know what I'm saying? They have biracial kids. And I love my nieces and my nephews. You know what I'm saying? I do. And I do not, and I will not treat them accordingly. But in my household, these bloodlines are pure. That's the only way it can and it will be. And I'm going to train my sons to be the black queen only. That is it. That is all. I'm going to take my son to strong, powerful rallies of being black on black love. That's what I'm going to do. Plain and simple. Like you see a bunch of white kids at Donald Trump rallies. Well, guess I'm gonna have my son at those type of rallies, at the type of Marcus Garvey type rallies, Khalid Muhammad type rallies, Malcolm X type rallies. Not no Malcolm, not no Martin Luther King type rallies, because he wants you to get the hell beat at you and turn the other cheek. No, we're not gonna turn the other cheek. We're gonna turn this right hand or this left hand into your jaw or your body and represent on your punk ass. That's what we're gonna do. Real talk. And nothing but a respect issue. You know?
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they're superior to us. Well, I know for a fact we're superior to them. If you're gonna be honest, I know that for a fact. And I refuse to let them disrespect us in any type of way, shape, or form without seeing me as some type of way, shape, or form. And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love my black people. I love my people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like and respect them. I love my people. Love them to the fullest. No matter what type of flaws we might have, I love them. Period. Because they're my people. We are one. And I represent my people at all times. We are one. I don't care. I don't need. I refuse to have white folks' approval. What the fuck are their approval for? They're a bunch of fucking Neanderthals with genetically deficient DNA. What do I need their approval for? Fuck them. We are what's happening and will be what's happening. It's up to Earth if the lifespan. It's up to us if lifespan goes on. We can repopulate one black man can repopulate an entire community. Okay? They can't. But that's why they try to put that GMO bullshit in our life. But it's up to us to eat right and live right. And if we want to, which I don't condone, but for us to repopulate, you know what I'm saying? We can repopulate an entire community, but don't leave them devils alone and do us and love us. That's my whole thing. So salute to the brother Sonny Boxing Talk and Curtis Anderson, and to you, my brother, the Underrated Darkness.
Appreciate that. But I don't want you to go because after I say my little thing, we're gonna talk about boxing.
Oh no, brother, I ain't going nowhere. I just went back on mute to let other brothers, you know what I'm saying, had the time to speak, you know what I'm saying, to speak their piece. That's all.
No, I'm just going up because I know you have a family and you know and you know I gotta respect. That's all, brother. That's it. That's it. I just
Oh
want to
no, respect family, but you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, but that right there needed to be spoken. And so that Jarvis Landry dude, you know what I'm saying? Underrated Dodgers, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You're my big brother, and I respect you to the to the fullest. But negativity like that, we do not need in our community. Well, we're on the up and up, and we're gaining and we're growing
Mm-hmm.
in a positive manner. Brothers like that, we don't. If he's a brother, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play the hypothetical role. Brothers like that, we don't need in our community. We don't, because that's how to do the white folks send in, try to tear our community in from the inside out. How they
Mm-hmm.
always did from the beginning. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I
He's a
got.
cancer.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He's a cancer.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because I feel the same way too. He got anybody. Well, yourself. I get it out, but I like to hear what he's saying. So, and that's what he did. I'm just gonna bring that point, and I want to talk to other brothers. Then we're gonna talk about boxing. That's why he did. He did what my late father did. He did exactly. I know. He tied a knot in his mouth, and he tried to swallow it, and he got choked on it. And so, thank you, bye bye. But you're right, we got to get that cancer out, and it's got to be consistently and stuff like that. My brother, she stays sleep, sunny, and then we're gonna talk about boxing this past weekend. Hello?
No, I'm here, my brother. Who was on? I didn't know who was on.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I echo and I agree with everything the brother Carbarell said. You know what I mean? He's right and exact. Um, and as far as the topic at hand, I just just echo the same thing. You know what I mean? Much respect to LeBron James and the sacrifice that he's made, because like what I mean, like we were saying earlier, he could have just easily ran off like a lot of other players do and not did nothing with his money. You know what I mean? But he saw fit. You know what I mean? That's love right there. You know what I mean? Like another thing, like if you really want to know how somebody feel about you, the money is the easiest way to tell, because times where your heart is, that's where your money is, that's where your heart is. You know what I mean? So like you got people who in a sports industry, sometimes they come from nothing, and now they got pretty much everything financially.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it speaks to the character of a man who's able to give just a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's what LeBron did. Like we look at it like it might be real big to us, but you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it is big to us, but to him, I don't know. But it's a sacrifice. You know what I mean? I was saying something about Colin Kaepernick. He had to have known what was going to happen to his career for him to make the stand that he did. You know what I mean? He had to have known that there was going to be no good as far as his career concerned. You know what I mean? And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Colin Kaepernick. And I love the NFL. You know what I mean? So when they did that to him, I felt for me it was only right for me to start watching the NFL.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when they did what they did to him, I just stopped watching that joint. You know what I mean? Last season, I missed the first season for the first time and mad years. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mad years. It got to be at least 15, 16, maybe 20 years. I don't know. I've been watching football for a long time, like every season. You know what I mean? Hardcore, quote unquote, Redskin fan, not missing no games ever. You know what I mean? So, like, I had to look at what he did. You know what I mean? Like, he was trying to make a stand for us. That was a sacrifice. And by them treating him the way that he did, I was like, well, I can't in good conscience continue to watch continue to watch the NFL, because to me, it felt like I would be selfish in doing so because of the sacrifice that he made. You know what I mean? Like, it's a possibility he might not have been prepared for that. You live in a huge, big house. You're getting a certain amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they get paid, next thing you know, it stops. That's a huge sacrifice he made, yo. You know what I mean? So I applaud brothers like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just excited to be. You know what I mean? Just to be able to vocally give honors to his brothers. You know what I mean? So I think that is something. Those are like real heroes. You know what I mean? People like Carl Burrell's father. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fought for the country. Came back. You know what I mean? I can see that after what he said about his father, it gives me more insight the type of man that he is. You know what I mean? People who sacrifice for their people, sacrifice for the ones they love, those are the real heroes. And I think that we all should, you know what I mean, strive to be great just like that. Follow those examples.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? With that, I say peace. Pass the mic.
All right. Now, before I continue, Jacquel Thomas, he made that's the place of my own. Dude right here don't get enough credit. That is so true because he sacrificed this by throughout the mid '90s. I talk about his religious belief in awareness of our people because he refused to stand up for the American flag when they sing that, and we need to talk more about that. Definitely another time. But before we get to boxing, I have an idea that I'm gonna run to She Stay Sleep, but a little more. I've thought about maybe once a month. I just want brother. Oh yeah, let me make this point here before I continue. Also, what Kurt Flood did, he opened up the floodgates of women's sports too. That we have to throw that in too. Because there are a few women that in their time, I don't have to go to the team. I want to, so what he had done when he created free agency, he created throughout sports of both genders. And he should be getting recognition for that too. So I need to drop that into you. But what I'm thinking about, like I'm gonna talk to when She Stay Sleep a little more about that, is that once a month or once every other month, I want to have a panel of brothers. So we talking about different brothers have an impact of a certain sport that have an impact of the outer of social media. But I'm gonna talk more about She Stay See how how it is. But I thought about this why because it needs to be mentioned like the Kurt Floods and other people and in our sport. I mean, in our community, and I want brothers to be regular. I don't want no brothers or brothers that come because they want to come. No, it got to be regulars. But I want it to happen. But I'm gonna talk She Say Sleep about it and everything, and that's that. Okay, so when we talk about it and everything, so. But now we're going to talk about boxing. And so She Say Sleep, you chime into that and everything. Uncle Sugar, if you want to come on the panel, let me know. And I think I got. Do I have it? Yeah, I have his email. I gotta look for it. But But I want to put it to you to this call. I want you to talk about the fights of this past weekend and Sunny boxing talk. And wherever you see says if you want to chime in, feel free. On Sunny Box Talk.
Indeed, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a pretty good weekend of boxing, man. Pretty good weekend of boxing. Calm is something else because you got your boy Kovalev,
Hmm.
um, who got you know what I mean, got beat down.
Yeah.
He got beat down, and you know, he's made a lot of racist comments in the past, and it just seems like to me since he lost to Andre Ward, he was never really able to get his career back on gear. You know, he had a pretty good trainer. His trainer ended up leaving him, and I think you know what I mean, that really hurt him. So his last two fight, he won the fight before last. He didn't look too good. His balance was really off. Um, he wasn't as sharp with his punches, although he won that fight. But this particular fight here, it seemed as though he really didn't take it serious. I don't understand. Like I've seen him fight harder than that. I've seen him, you know what I mean, be a little tougher than that. I've seen him look a lot sharper than what he was. But he got in the ring with dude was really hungry, and you know, he took that L. He got knocked down three times, and you know, that was it. TKO.
Hmm.
Then we had another matchup. Devin Alexander versus uh, Berto. That was a pretty good fight. I enjoyed it. Um, went 12 rounds, and Berto did his thing. You know, the first few rounds, it seemed like Berto, he was a little off. Um, you know, listening to him talk, he did mention that it took him a while to kind of get into the groove, which kind of doesn't make no sense. But I just think that Devin Alexander, you know, he had a lot of energy in the first few rounds. He had a lot of pop to his punches. Actually hurt Berto a few times, and Berto was smart. He was pretty strategic in the things he was doing because he did a lot of holding. Um, you know, and Berto is pretty strong. So like whenever you are boxing, then you add in the wrestling factor of it, it's just going to make you more tired. So it seems like to me, Berto's endurance um, was kind of well a lot better than uh, Alexander's. So I would say around like from like around five or around five or around round six, you saw Berto start to step it up. He started to put it on the gas. He started throwing more combinations, and you know, Devin Alexander, he even had the same snap on his punches, and he slowed down significantly, and
Hmm.
he basically pulled it out in a tough fight. A lot of people say they didn't like it. I enjoyed the fight. I looked at two boxers that um, are at the tail end of their careers, and possibly want to leave out on a good note. kind of sounds like to me, Berto might be ready to hang up the gloves. Just the way he's talking about how long he's been in the sport. I'm not sure if he want to come back, but honest to him, you know what I mean? If he does leave, he's leaving on a good note because Devin Alexander, he's not a slouch, you know. I'll say he's a B minus fighter. I don't think he's anywhere near a Errol Spence, but it was a pretty good matchup. You know, I enjoyed it, and I passed to Michael Net.
All right, my brother, C Beast.
No, brothers. I saw that fight, that whole Alberto versus Alexander fight, and it was a very compelling fight. It was a tale of two tales. The first 4 to 5 rounds, I definitely gave to Devin Alexander, and I would say like about the first four, but that knockdown I don't count because he hit him in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? And that was poor refereeing by that judge because he hit him like 2 or 3 times in the back of his head and swung, and the man protected his head, and then he basically slung him down. There was no clean, effective punch. You see what I'm saying? There was not. And then after that, Andre Berto started dictating pace. You know what I'm saying? He did. And he started controlling the pace, and he dug deep, and he got grimy with it. And he said, hey, what the hell? Like, this is probably my last hurrah. If you're going to beat me, you got to kill me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go out on my shield. And respect to Andre Berto for that, because he went out the way a champion's supposed to. Even if I don't have it, you must beat me. And you got to put me out on my shield.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't, then guess what? You're not a true champion. And Devin Alexander, that opioid addiction that he had, which I'm not making light of it at all, but that opioid addiction that he had caught up with him, because after like the 5th round, he tired for about 4. He tired from rounds 6, 8, 9, and 10. He tired, and he looked very bad. He did. Andre Berto clearly won those rounds. 11 and 12 were pick'em rounds. They were, but I scored the rounds even before then, closer then, because I said, well, hey, you know what I'm saying? The first round, I definitely gave to Andre Berto because he was more faster. He was, the quickest to the punch, his ring generalship, you know what I'm saying? And his aggressiveness. That was all Andre Berto. So I gave that to Andre Berto. But after that, you can tell, like, when you abuse your body, boxing shows it in more than any other sport. Boxing shows it very, very bad. It does. And it showed that fight, that how Andre Berto had been off for 2 years and was addicted to opioids. It showed extremely bad. It did, because he tied in rounds 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Devin Alexander didn't have nothing. He started coming up in round 10, but I still give that round 10 to Andre Berto. Me personally, I had the fight scored as I had scored for Berto 114 to 113.
Mm-hmm.
I had it 7 rounds to 5. Honestly, I did. Because I gave the first 5 rounds to what's his name? Devin Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I had all the other 7 rounds for Andre Berto, because I saw the fire, the passion, the hunger, not to lose, not to retire, to continue. Now they said that we want a shot at like Keith Thurman. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get a shot at the winner of Danny Garcia, Sean Porter. The winner of that fight, Andre Berto, even the loser, is Errol Spence, which is an automatic decapitation and first-degree murder. We all on the panel know this. They're gonna get their balls knocked in the back of their head, messing with Errol Spence Jr.
Mm.
I've
CB.
been doing. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't mean to cut you off, Bunny Sock, Sonny's boxing talk, but you know what I'm saying, I had to deal with a bunch of racial hate, and my beef with YouTube is motherfucker over the weekend because I made a video right after as soon as Sergey Kovalev got knocked out by Elaytor Alvarez. My wife put on your number one supporters, motherfucker put dirty whore and you fucking nigger. YouTube said nothing. I had to block them. You know what I'm saying? And I said some racially charged stuff. Oh yes, I did. You would not disrespect and talk about my queen that has my name. You know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. I lit they ass up. But that's that bullshit YouTube has on. So we as black men need to come and get our own platform and fuck these crackers and Peckerwoods and Hunkies and Flakes and Chucks. We don't need them. And I'm done. But go ahead, Sonny's boxing talk.
No, I just wanted to ask you because I didn't know about the opioids. I didn't know that. You know, what I mean, while he was off, you know, what I mean, he was doing that. I had no idea, Bresrick. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Andre Berto. I mean, Devin Alexander had a real bad opioid addiction, like for pain and everything.
Mm.
And he went through like I think like a year and a half of counseling and treatment for an opioid addiction because he was abusing opioids way before then, and no one ever knew.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Until he made it public when he finally decided to come back. Because when he left boxing, he was 29 years old. Now he's 31, going on 32. And I salute the brother for getting help for his addiction, for the pain. Because I mean, people feel like, oh, opioid addiction is only for like, you know, people of color or whatever, and that's not true. If you have severe pain like that, and you know, Devin Alexander was in wars, you know what I'm saying? Like he was. He wasn't taking light touches. He was taking battles and wars, and he felt it. You know, he did. And so I salute that brother for getting help and for cleansing himself and for being and for continuously being here for his family
Yeah.
because he loved his wife and his beautiful children, you know? So I salute that brother for recognizing that he had a problem and that guess what though? And even his trainers noticed that he has a problem and he needs help, you know? So I salute all of them. See, Devin Alexander had a team around him that noticed something going on and they loved him unconditionally and they stayed with him. That's Kevin Cunningham and everybody else. They didn't just, oh, he's a talent. No, they loved him like, hey, this is a brother that needs help. And you know what I'm saying? And Kevin Cunningham looked at him as my son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't take that lightly, and he showed he didn't. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Kevin Cunningham, you know what I'm saying, and for Devin Alexander for getting help, the treatment that he needed. Nothing but respect, brother. Absolute nothing but the utmost respect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's an inspiration to other brothers out here who's dealing with any type of drug addiction in general or an opioid addiction. Well, guess what? You can get help. Your community will support and help you. There are people that love you. You know what I'm saying? But the fight alone, though, it was a damn good fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a damn good fight. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the Marcus Brown, you know what I'm saying, fight because, I mean, Marcus Brown disappointed me. I think he could have did way better. But that's happened when you want to go do domestic violence, you know what I'm saying, two times within a 6-month span, you know? which I'm disgusted by Marcus Brown did because you're a professional boxer, and because they're professional boxing, you connected with Al Heyman, he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. What which he probably already has, and it's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? It is. And I also want to say right now, salute to the brother Elator Alvarez for knocking out that racist piece of crap and cow manure, Sergey Kovalev.
Mm.
Salute to that brother.
Yeah, I salute too because the people, the ones who don't know, in the chat, Kovalev we were making some past or racial remarks, and the sad thing about it that the social media have refused to let him know what he said is wrong, especially especially the U.S. Media. And for me, I'm glad that that he knocked him out. And I'm gonna tell you, when I find out about it, brothers, is that I knew he was gonna win because Alvarez had a jab, and I noticed that when I seen the fight, he was pushing him back with it. So I know, and then at the same time, Kovalev, he's okay, he's pretty good fighter and everything, but Alvarez has that heart. And then he said he ain't gonna let nothing get in the way. And when he was penetrating that jab, and then he would see the thing about that people didn't know. People, I noticed that he was catching them from inside too. And so when he finally caught him in the later rounds, to me, I'm just saying, to me, Kovalev tried to do whatever he can, and he couldn't. Because Alvarez had something to back it up. And I like what he did with Alvarez. He boxed him, but when he get inside, he was pushing the Kovalev around. And then he made sure he had distance when he throws those counter punches. And that's what impressed me about throwing it back at the brothers.
Yeah, indeed. I enjoyed watching Alvarez. If you watch the fight, you notice that he was basically setting Kovalev up because he hit him with a lot of body shots, and he was doing a lot of head feints and feints, and his body work was pretty good. And I think the first knockdown was basically set up from all the body work that he done throughout the fight. Uh, um, looking at Alvarez, he kind of reminded me of Trinidad. I mean, he kind of favored him a little bit. So I'm watching the fight. I was like, "This is Tito." But I enjoyed the body work that he did, and he came in with that 1-2. You know what I mean? Just knocked him down. I was I was happy that happened, and like just to see the look on Cole's face, it reminded me of the same face he had when he was fighting Andre Ward. Like he had the look on his face like, damn, what the hell did I get myself into? That like no hope look on his face where your eyebrows go up real high. Yeah, one of those looks on his face. So um, I think at this point, Kovalev, he just need to go ahead and retire and go off into the sunset somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Karma. That's what I was saying when I was making the first comments about that fight. Karma is something else this year when we're looking at the sport of boxing. Like we seeing it. You know what I mean? Everything that Kovalev did and throughout his career, he's getting to get back right now. You look at Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. They're getting it right now, and they're still gonna get it. It's gonna get worse. You know what I mean? So seeing this karma thing is kind of like it's just amazing to see. You know what I mean? Some other boxing news. Apparently, Mikey Garcia has a mandatory that he is supposed to fight. If he doesn't fight this mandatory, he'll get his IBO belt stripped away. So if he wants to fight Keith Thurman, I'm not Keith Thurman. If he wants to fight Errol Spence, he's going to have to get his belt stripped away. And I find that like real convenient right now because it's
Sonny, brother.
It seems like
that's the IBF belt that they tried to make Richard Comey his mandatory, but ain't no money in Richard Comey. So, you know what I'm saying? Not to cut you off, brother, but I've been saw that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the IBF, you know what I'm saying, being the jerk that they are. So, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I stand corrected. IBF belt. Yeah. And it's like, it's funny that this is happening right now because it seems like I want to see that fight. I don't mind. Like he's calling out Errol Spence. We all know who Errol Spence is. If he wants to hop in that ring and get massacred, that's on him. I just want to see it. I don't mind seeing the man get massacred. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But there's other people out there that don't want to see the fight. I guess you know, don't want to see him get hurt that bad or whatever. So I don't know. It just seems real funny, you know, because they try to throw Lomachenko out there. You know, they talking about, well, you should fight Lomachenko and
But hey, Sonny, I got a question, brother.
Indeed.
How they gonna say that he need to fight Lomachenko when Lomachenko is gonna fight the winner between Jose Pedraza and Raimundo Beltran on December the 1st, which has already been stated by Bob Arum in a unification for the WBO, and the WBA. You know what I'm saying? Lightweight title. So, you know what I'm saying? But even if so, Mike Garcia has been a pro for 12 years. Errol Spence has been a pro for 6 years. Mike Garcia trying to build his resume off of Errol Spence. But if it goes how I think it will, Errol Spence will dog walk this motherfucker in 2 rounds or less because Errol Spence is gonna feel disrespected because this little motherfucker tried to call me out. And if they say, well, I think Errol Spence is beatable. So Mike Garcia is gonna be the example of, bitch, you got me fucked up. Real talk. He gonna send a message to Danny Garcia, Sean Porter winner, Terrence Crawford, all of them. And even though Terrence Crawford went upside of Mike Garcia head in the amateurs, he's not Errol Spence, but Terrence Crawford is a dog. But Terrence Crawford is a pit bull, is a blood champion pit bull, and Errol Spence Jr. to me is a blood champion bull mastiff with stamina. You know what I'm saying? He is bigger, powerful, and stronger. And guess what? He don't bag down. And Terrence Crawford undoing will be, guess what? Oh, I don't bag down neither. But you're gonna start sitting there and trade with this guy. This guy's naturally bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we've seen Terrence Crawford at 177, but guess what though? When he knew he was off that extended period of time, people failed to realize that Errol Spence walked around probably about 180, 190. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And he's training with an elite fighter. What elite fighter is Terrence Crawford training with and sparring with on a regular basis? No one near the level of a Jermell Charlo. No one near that. Yeah. And people fail to realize that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And also,
Jermell Charlo can go. I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, I mean, and I heard that a few times that sometimes he used to train with a heavyweight too. He did a sparring thing with a heavyweight too.
Yes, he has. You know what I'm saying? But even more than a heavyweight, he's training with a skilled. Errol Spence training with a skilled. Jermell Charlo is a super skilled 160 pounder. He's at 154, a junior middleweight, but he's really a 160 pounder, is skilled, you know what I'm saying, middleweight, honestly. and that's being honest.
Mhm.
If Jamal Charlo big ass wasn't there, because Jamal Charlo is really a light heavyweight, easily.
Mhm.
If Jamal Charlo wasn't at 160, Jamal Charlo could be unified. I mean, undisputed at 160,
Mhm.
because not Andrade, not Canelo, not Triple G, not none of them can beat Jamal Charlo. And they definitely don't want no smoke with Jamal Charlo, because he's the bigger twin and he's the much harder punching twin.
Mhm.
Period. And one thing about the Charlos, they both have, superior hard punching dominant jabs. And not only that, Jamel has more of a, what I'm saying, Jamel to me, and this is my personal opinion, Jamel is more of the boxer. Jamal is more of a slugger who
Mhm.
can fight on the inside and catch you and knock you smooth out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But Jamel has a powerful punch too, because he got with Derek James, and Derek James showed him, because he was already, Jamel Charlo was already a superior boxer. He was. Derek James has showed Jamel Charlo how to sit down on his punches. People say, "Oh, Errol Spence only has one style." No, Errol Spence already told you. Why do anything else when nobody's brought the other things out of me? They've shown in sparring. I'm down here in Texas. Jamel Charlo can. I mean, Errol Spence can outbox you. He can move around the ring and box off the back foot and everything. You know what I'm saying? He can do all that. But because people haven't seen it, oh well, he hasn't did this and that. Like, man, get out of here, man. Quit playing. You know, you don't know. Me and the homie Black Fight Fan TV, my homie K Ho, we talk. You know what I'm saying? Period. But I'm telling you, brothers, a fight to look out on the horizon, which nobody's looking for, which is Canelo versus Errol Spence.
You know.
Because Canelo not gonna want to fight no Jamal Charlo, because I mean that's a suicide mission for Canelo.
Yeah. Mhm. It's so funny you talk about it, Carl. I was thinking along the side too. I'm telling you, I haven't said it, but I had it in my mind for a while. I really think that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and you know why it's gonna happen, my brother Darkness? Because Canelo looking like Errol Spence, like I need to get this man while he's young and inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
But what he fails to realize is going over to the UK in front of over 27,000 fans, a hostile environment,
Mm-hmm.
and Erson breaking this man eye socket, which I don't. And this go to Sonny Boxing Talk and Curtis Sugar, brothers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do y'all think Canelo could have beat Kell Brook before he had any eye socket? Because I don't believe it. I don't see it, and that's just me, my
No,
personal view.
no. Hell, you know
Do you
I
think?
was
Do you think? Because honestly, Kell Brook is a natural 154-pounder easily,
mm-hmm.
with immaculate boxing skills and who's extremely talented. But I'm gonna digress, brother. I want to hear y'all opinion.
Go ahead, Sonny. You can go ahead, Sonny. She say sleep. If you want to jump in, feel free. Go ahead, Sonny. Bust talk.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, so yeah, man. No, I don't think that Canelo could have broke his eye socket. You know what I mean? I do think that Canelo would have won the fight, but I don't think he'd have broke his eye socket. I think um Errol Spence's Errol Spence's punches are very sharp, hard punches. Canelo seems to, you know what I mean, his punches are hard, but it's a difference to him. I think Errol's punches are more concentrated and just stiff, hard punches. Um, that would be a good fight between him and Canelo. Um, Me
Hey,
personally,
Tony,
I would indeed.
I got a question,
Yes, sir.
and this is my personal opinion. I think like Errol Spence versus Canelo Alvarez will be a massacre because Canelo is a flat-footed fighter. He's not fleet of foot, and he stands there and try to trade. And really, Canelo is not a middleweight. He's really a 154 pounder. So like a lot of people say Errol Spence is, and Errol Spence has a piston type jab and debilitating body work. You know what I'm saying? And then on that, but Errol Spence mixes it up, and that key four style of how Triple G was hesitant, Errol Spence would have been hesitant of. Because I don't see Canelo knocking Errol Spence out, period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. But that's my opinion. But I want to know your opinion on that, my brother.
My opinion on the Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence fight is, to be honest with you, I don't know. Um, I think Canelo is he's a little bit more than a slugger. He has pretty good defense, and I think that he can box you also. Um, I guess one of the reasons why I don't know how Errol Spence would do with Canelo's power. Like, I'm not sure because I don't think that we've seen Errol Spence fight anyone with the power that Canelo has. You know, Canelo has some power. You know what I mean? He got some pop to him. And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
Yes,
seen
but my thing is this though, brother. Has Canelo fought anybody that's going to walk him down? And honestly, like Spence said, you know what I'm saying? I've seen plenty of interviews. Spence said, I can outbox you. I can move around the ring. I can fight off the back foot. We know Canelo can't fight off the back foot. You know what I'm saying? He can fight out there somewhat, but it's not hard to look good against Triple G because Triple G is one dimensional. I love the reason he won't fight a Jamal Charlo. He won't give Danny Jacobs a rematch, which I thought Danny Jacobs edged, but you know what I'm saying? I will not complain about the decision because I mean it was, you know what I'm saying, a close fight,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But the thing is though, when you can take Triple G punch and deliver a punch to Triple G, oh, he wants no problems with that. But what I'm saying is Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo have been sparring for over 2.5 years. You see what I'm saying? Close to 3 years now. And that's being honest. Jermell Charlo was hands down the best boxer at 154 pounds, which is the reason why Canelo ducked him and ducked his brother Jamal, who is much bigger than Jermell and is a good boxer, but Jermell is a great boxer. You see what I'm saying? But see, got with Derrick James, he knows how to put down his punches. He knows how to sit down on his punches. People feel like, oh, Errol Spence sit down on his punches. Well, guess what though? Errol Spence let it be known. Well, Derrick James don't come in on what I do good. He tell me what I'm doing wrong. He gives me about that all the time. So when you get on a person, not about what they do good, but what they do wrong, you're making their weakness their strength. People think, oh, he's a flat-footed boxer. I said, you get inside there with Terrence Crawford, you'll see a totally different animal. He will adjust Terrence Crawford. He'll go in there and do what he does regularly first, for the first 2 rounds, and then when Terrence Crawford see that different animal, and then not only that, but his supreme body punching and his bigger power and that piston jab and that cutting off the ring and walking you down. But one thing I do know is Terrence Crawford, you got to kill that man. There is no quit in him. You must kill Terrence Crawford. There's no quit in Terrence Crawford. Bo Mack would throw in the towel or Terrence Crawford going to get knocked out or something like that for him to give up. There's not an ounce of quit in Terrence Crawford. None. Ain't none of that. And I salute that brother. But to say that he's faced somebody like to say Terrence Crawford faced somebody like of a Kell Brook stature, no. Because I think Kell Brook before the Brook even after the Triple G fight, the way he fought with Errol Spence, The fight with him and Terrence Crawford, I would say at the best would be a draw, and I would edge Kell Brook slightly, just slightly,
Mm-hmm.
because Kell Brook is a supreme boxer, and there's no way Terrence Crawford to put him on the back foot. No way, I don't see it, and that's just my point of view. But you brothers can rip. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go. We gotta make a few points because I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes, and I might tonight have a late box talk. I did one. That's what Sully was on, and Ron Fickley was on, and and I read about what's that I forgot Josie Joe Walcott. And so I might pick another boxer tonight. It depends how I feel. But I'm gonna do that sometime late box talk on my channel. So it really depends how I am. Really depends how I feel. Um my thing is about Canelo and Spence is me is this that Canelo, he can punch. But I what you would call that of his back foot, could he fight off it? And for me, Spence is an animal. And Spence is learning now how to pace himself. And to me, I'm very impressed that of a young fighter. And my thing is Canelo of his back foot, could Canelo could withstand of the pressure of Spence is coming, because I noticed when Spence is fighting, especially through the later rounds, it's like he get his second win just like that, and it seems like he hits hard. He's precise. I mean, he always been precise the first rounds. I'm not saying that, but it's like he's concentrating more. And the thing about Canelo
Yes, he
is
does.
like that.
Canelo fades, you know what I'm saying, in those later rounds. Canelo has had stamina issues throughout his career, and Spence works the body from round one with that jab and that lead left hand, which is very powerful. But both his hands are very powerful, you know what I'm saying, to begin with. But, you know what I'm saying, Spence can fight people like Crawford's ambidextrous. Well, Errol Spence is too, but he just doesn't show it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
right.
But people go off what they see in the boxing ring, and Errol Spence said, "Why show you everything when I don't have to?" Which is a smart thing to do. Terrence Crawford show you, oh, I can fight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, orthodox and southpaw. And like Errol Spence said, like, I don't got to fight that way. Can't nobody beat me like how I am doing now. You know what I'm saying? But people have to realize in the Mom Peterson fight, he switched to orthodox real quick. But look at how he's the only person to me, besides Luca Matisse, that battered and beat Lamont Peterson to a pulp. Well, there was no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Because Danny Garcia fight, Lamont Peterson won that to me. They robbed him. You know, I'm just being honest. But Lamont Peterson in that fight against Errol Spence, I tell people, after you fight Errol Spence, you must take a year off, unless you're like a guy like Carlos Ocampo. He'll take about 8 to 9 months off, if not more, and then come back in the ring because he took some vicious body shots. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is this, though. Terrence Crawford, greatest strength is his Achilles heel, which is he's a boxer and he's a brawler, and not only that, but if you hit him, he wants to hit you back. That's the wrong thing to do with Errol Spence, a guy that's naturally big in here. People are like, well, Terrence Crawford within 177. I said, yeah, but look how out of shape he was, how fat he was. Errol Spence can walk around at 180 and lift weights and be ripped and cut and look normal. That's a big difference. You see what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford can't do that. Terrence Crawford going to look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, which is being honest. Because if you could melt down to 135 Errol Spence couldn't even thought about melting down to 140 pounds. He couldn't have even thought about that. He couldn't have, because of how because of how big he is. Terrence Crawford started off Errol Spence started in amateurs at 152 pounds. And people fail to realize that. So for him to cut them 5 pounds, you know what I'm saying, is a testament to him. He probably walks around now, you know what I'm saying, like around 165, you know what I'm saying, and cuts down. But I ain't gonna lie, when I seen him at the Michael Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr. fight, his face, like he's probably about 165, you know what I'm saying, somewhere up in there. And like you said before, Mike Garcia, you know what I'm saying, I have a bunch of Hispanics on my channel. Oh, you're Elspeth, even a bunch, you know what I'm saying, black dudes. Oh, you're Elspeth's ass kisser. No, I know what talent is. I've been watching boxing since I was 3 years old. My great uncle was a trainer and a professional boxer.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I see. Now, no, am I going to be always right? Hell no. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I know what I see, and Errol Spence is a dog. Nobody at 147 and 154 is going to beat him. Period.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, I'm gonna read the chat out. Your brothers is gonna make your last remark. I'm gonna make my last remark, and I'm gonna close it out. And again, if I feel up to it tonight, it's gonna be late boxing talk. I'm gonna read about a old boxer, and possible I might have also a panel discussion on it. So you never know. Maybe if I feel up to a few hours, I will. You know, y'all will see the notification. So anybody that in the chat, check the notifications. Subscribe or like to the one and only, the underrated one. Me, that's Underrated Darkness. And let's get the thing popping. All right, brother Rob. Salute to you, family. I get you Sonny Boss talking to few Afrocentric Autonomy TV. Thank you so much, my queen, to represent confirmation information. Thank you so much for support, my brother. Come back. Gregory High, as always, family. Thanks for coming. Queen, Hidden Treasures Entertainment and more. Thank you so much for supporting us. Mike James Boxing, thank you so much. Come back, my brother. Bracy, as always, family. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Robert Brown, thanks for coming. And Nebby, as always, my queen, thank you so much for supporting me wherever I do in the rest of the brother. Thank you so much. Zeus the Flipper One, thanks for coming. Greatly appreciate my brother. Sister Lovely K, as always, Queen, thanks for coming, always for your support. Let me see, did I got Lowland Prophets, thanks for coming, family. Very much appreciated. Let me see, I got Big L. Always a pleasure, my brother, family. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Come back. Uncle Sugar, always, my brother. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Sheldon Holmes, thanks for coming, family. As always, greatly appreciated. My sister, Strange Mackley, thanks for coming, my sister, for your constant support. She stays asleep. She hollered at you and the rest of the brothers in the pack. Thanks for coming. Tone Bangers, thanks for coming, family. Come back. Very much appreciated. Jaquel Thomas, brother, family, thanks for coming. Greatly appreciate. Excellent points tonight, as always. Miles Corner, my nephew, thanks for coming. Greatly appreciated. I see my sister. Thanks for coming. Greatly appreciate. Thanks. Keep on supporting us as brothers. And now, brothers, you can make your last remarks, and I'm gonna shut this down. Anybody go first?
Okay. Yeah, today was another a great episode, you know what I mean? We talked about, You know what I mean? Some heroes like LeBron James. Salute to that brother. Salute to all the brothers who sacrifice for us and you know, take the time out to do some things for our people. You know what I mean? Honors to those brothers. Um, um, my last point with this, you know what I mean, the Errol Spence and Canelo joint, for me, well, for one, Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder right now are two of my favorite boxers. You know what I mean? And I do understand and know that Errol Spence has much more in his repertoire. You know what I mean? Had he hasn't been challenged enough to bring out the other parts of his repertoire that he said that he has. You know what I mean? With that being said, we haven't seen it yet. Um, I do think when I look at Canelo, I do think that Canelo would have knocked out Kell Brook eventually. And that fight between Kell Brook and Errol Spence, I think that Errol Spence will have to use a little bit more of his boxing skills. I don't think that he's going to be able to just run straight through Canelo. I just don't think that. You know, I think that at that level, at that level of strength with Canelo, not to say that Canelo is the hardest hitter, I think that Errol would have to be a little bit more careful. Um, but before that fight happens, me personally, I would like to see. Hopefully, Errol will get to accomplish everything that he wanted to accomplish, and you know, 147.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, I think that I might be able to make a better assessment on that fight because, you know, at that point, for the exception of Floyd Mayweather, you know, that would give Errol Spence the better resume
Mm-hmm.
to me. Um, and with that, he's going to take the experience that he's gained from, you know, all the other fights that he's going to have before that fight. So as far as me definitively saying that Errol Spence can win that fight, I mean, I would want him to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I will, you know what I mean? I would want him to win. But I can't say for me 100% that would happen because just I think the way that he walks through his opponents now, for me to be like, well, I think he'll run through Canelo like that. I don't think that's going to happen like that. I think, you know, I think Canelo, he's a little different. Like you're not gonna be able to fight him the same way that you fight a Lamont Peterson or Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's a little different fight. You know what I mean? When Floyd beat Canelo, Floyd completely outboxed Canelo. You know what I mean? But I do think Earl can do it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as a domination, like he be doing everybody else, I'm not really sure. I'm just not sure. But like I said, Errol Spence, he's my favorite fighter. Right behind him is going to be Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the chat. Salute and honors to everybody that's on the chat, everybody that came, everybody that left, everybody that's still here. Salute to everybody that's on the panel. Salute and honors to you all. Peace and love, family. With that, I say peace. I'll stay, but I'm just saying peace.
All right. Next.
Kershaw, you going next, brother?
Oh, me. Oh, see, Stacy, you said
No,
something?
no, I was talking to Kurt Sugar. I'm trying to see Kurt's answer was going next. I didn't know if, what I'm saying. I seen him on mute, but I was
Oh,
trying to see if he was going next.
Nah, I just want to say, shout out to everybody. Thanks for tuning into the show. Um, Thanks to y'all brothers for coming on the panel. Showing support. It's very much appreciated, man. And you guys always bring y'all always bring a different type of flavor to the show. And that's very much appreciated also, for me. And I think this was a good show. I definitely like the fact that, we talked about the whole LeBron thing, because, like the brother said, that's something that should be congratulated, man. And it was a good thing to learn about Kirk Flood too. I didn't know, I never knew that somebody influenced, you know, the whole free agency thing. I never knew that. I thought it was just something that was just employed, you know. So like I said, another great show. We appreciate all y'all tuning in and supporting, man.
Okay.
Salute Kurt Sugar and Bunny Sock Sonny's boxing talk. We had a great show. I just wanted to bring the to the forefront, you know, of LeBron James, saying not to be underestimated, because what he did is going to inspire like brothers like the Russell Westbrook, the Anthony Davis, the Damian Lillards, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durant's, for them to do better in their communities. And that's how we start to rebuild our communities, you know what I'm saying? And I know Sonny's, saying like he don't know if Errol will be able to outbox, but my thing is though, Canelo to me, honestly, is a flat-footed, decent boxer. You know, I don't think Canelo, and this, so no disrespect to Sonny, but I don't see Canelo bringing out the best in Errol Spence. I know for a fact Terrence Bud Crawford is going to make Errol Spence open up the tools in his repertoire that he has not shown. I know that for a fact because Terrence Bud Crawford is the goods. The way Triple G attacked Canelo, no. You know what I'm saying? If Canelo would have stood back there like the way Errol Spence, his body would have felt like oatmeal by the 8th or ninth round. That's what happened with Errol Spence. And Errol Spence really is bigger than Canelo, because Canelo's like 5'7". Really, he's a 154 pounder. And that's me speaking honestly, you know what I'm saying? Canelo is not a middleweight. He's a junior middleweight. But he moved up there and did all these catchweight. He's the catchweight king because he wanted no smoke with Jermell or Jamal Charlo nor Demetrius Andrade. He's seen all the elite. By the time he's like, oh no, let me move up. But he wasn't expecting Jamal Charlo nor Demetrius Andrade to move up and to challenge him. I want to see what is the World Boxing Council, the WBC, going to do. You know what I'm saying? What are they going to do when after this fight when Canelo wins? I pick Canelo versus Triple G to win by, I pick Canelo to win by unanimous decision, because I see Canelo outboxing Triple G, which is going to be very easy, and doing it like that, and him seeing, and I want to see what are they going to do when I've already said the winner of Alvarez versus Triple G must face Jamal Charlo. That's what I want to see. I want to see, is Canelo going to drop that belt? I want to see if Canelo's going to take that, because I don't see Triple G, you know what I'm saying? I don't see Triple G, you know what I'm saying, stepping up to that challenge. I don't. And being honest with you, I don't.
Mhm.
And that's me being honest. And that's just my personal opinion. So, but that's all this, brothers. But I'm gonna drop off and I'm gonna go ahead and talk to my wife real quick. So y'all have a good evening. All right.
All right. All right. Thanks for coming, my brothers. Thanks for coming.
Peace, brother.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. For me, it's that's what I'm gonna be doing at times, family, I'm gonna bring, me and she say we're gonna bring like people in sports that made an impact that is not being talked about throughout. And we're gonna tie it into today's sports, and we need to talk about more of this. We have to learn. We have to, because I find out that throughout the years, quite a few of us in our people, we don't remember that we actually have people in our community, our trendsetters, and sometimes we let the media tell us who our trendsetters is. But sometimes our trendsetters don't have to be superstars. Just like Kurt Floyd. He was not really a superstar. He was a good player. He won, when he went like he won, he did his thing. Golden Gloves, that's hard. Well, a bad time, that's hard to do. But he sacrificed to tell the masses no. No. You ain't gonna tell me what I need to go. And I think that's why LeBron could make certain trades in NBA, even in basketball, even that football is a little different, but it seems like the tide is changing for the last 10 years. But we have to learn to connect the dots about translators in our community. How did it impact of overall sports, period? So we're going to bring that dynamic a little more in the near future. And on behalf of everybody of the chat and the people in the panel, the brothers on the panel, thank you. And even the chat, greatly appreciate excellent points from the panel. And I thank y'all for the bottom of my heart. Support me and She Stay Sleep. Subscribe to the brothers on Sunny Box Talk, CB TV, CB Sports TV. Support my brother. Also subscribe. She Stay Sleep TV, and yours truly, the underrated one, the underrated darkness. And on that note, have a good night. I am Ghost.